Hey there, do you want to know a cool way in which you can clear out data on a contact record in Infusionsoft and Keap Pro? Or maybe you want to know how you can actually utilize this functionality and help your business. So let's get stuck in and have a look. Hey there, it's Mandy Brasser from Streamline for Success, and in this video today we're going to cover off some examples of how you can take advantage of this clear existing data out of a contact records field, and some examples of how you may actually be able to use this functionality in your business. Now, we have been able to do this over the years in Infusionsoft by Keap via what's known as action sets. And it's a little bit more advanced for those beginner or just starting out users. So we're really excited that Keap has released this functionality so that we can take advantage of it. And I want to give you some examples of how you can go about using it, because you don't have to use action sets now in Infusionsoft. And actually in Keap Pro, it wasn't available at all. So this is great that it's now possible to be able to do this in Keap Pro as well. So let's get stuck in. I've got two examples here that I want to share, and the first one is quite a common one we use for sales teams. And oftentimes you're calling people up and you want to make a note of the call details that you have at that particular time. Now, you and I both know there's only so many custom fields available in Infusionsoft or Keap, depending on which product that you use. So you don't want to have 20 fields capturing the same information. So what's really helpful is to set up one custom field that you can basically override constantly. Now, a feature that we've needed to be able to override constantly is ideally the ability to blank out the data that exists in a particular field. So let's take this example of recording call notes. And what you can do is set up an internal form like I've done here. And we've got a custom field called call notes, and that's a text area field that you can go in and complete. Now, what we want to do is once they fill out that form, we want to add a note to their record, and we bring in that call note custom field there. And I want to show you this sort of in action so you can see this here. So let's go ahead and pick up our test email. There we go. So let's just say I've got on the phone with this person. I'm going to go ahead and complete this call notes form. Now, if you're not doing this already, this is a really smart way of capturing critical information that you want to know for all calls. You may have call scripts in here. You may have also some triggers to kick off automation to happen as well. This is just kind of touching the surface here. There's so many things you could do, but I just want to give you kind of how this gets into action here, this set field value. So let's go ahead. I've spoken to Mandy and blah, 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 done. And let's go ahead and save that. So what it's going to do is, of course, you've got the internal form note here. You can capture it there. That's fine. But also what we're doing here in the campaign is applying a note. So we have a record of that call and a date stamp as well. So I'm just going to push that early. When it's ready. Yep, already done. Okay, great. And we can go over here and see, might help if I refresh. Call notes, call notes from discussion, blah, 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 and you can see all my stuff there. Now, what happens is if I want to go and log another call note against that particular contact, then I can go in here and fill out the form. But because I've already got existing data in that field, I need to either delete it or I may actually forget to update it at all. So what we like to do is blank out this information so it's ready to go next time you actually want to submit this type of form again. So how to do this is when you're in Campaign Builder, what you want to do is head into the sequence. We've already identified the field that we want to clear out. So we want to head over here under Process, go Set Field Value, connect that up. And this is where we want to select the particular field. Now I want to override this call notes. You can see this is the field type was the text area, so you can see that there. Now I want to select this new option, which is clear existing field value. So what that will do, it'll actually blank it out. So if we go back in here, we need to set this as ready, and I'd always kind of clear out, just put a description here, call notes, just so I can know quickly without having to go into the element to find out actually what it does. So let's go in there and go publish. Now let's go there. Now, because I had just completed that, let's just go ahead and refresh that there. Now, if I look in here, this was skipped because it's, that contact had already moved past, but I actually want to reprocess this and clear it out. So you can see if I was to go and fill out that form right now, as we saw a moment ago, I'm going to fill out the form and you can see the data still exists there, but I want to just reprocess that. And I'm going to refresh the contact record. And now when I go, let's hope it's refreshed, you can see it's blank. So this is a fantastic way to make sure that I'm always reminded when I fill out this form, I have to provide updated notes on this call that I've had with this person, but it's automatically going to do it for me, so I'm not having to do that extra step of deleting it out. So it's really, really helpful in terms of this type of scenario. And the next one I want to outline for you as well is feedback. We've worked with a number of clients who've set up feedback and review type campaigns, and what they want to do is go to their contacts and ask them for comments about their products or service, or just doing business with them. Now, oftentimes we have a comments field. It's a custom field, again, a text area field, but we're mindful that we might go out today and then we might go out again in 6 months' time and ask them for feedback again. So we want to follow those same principles. So we've got a feedback form here. This is like a web form, which you can see this is the custom field there. That's no problem. And then they come in here, we record a note on their record of what the feedback was that they had given, and then we also put that set field value in here as well to clear that out. So clear out, and the field is going to be our feedback comments, and we want to clear that out and mark that as ready. So very similar to the last approach. Let's go feedback comments. Whoops. Feedback comments, there we go. I'm just going to be OCD for just a second. There we go, all good. Let's go ahead and republish that. So that's another way in which you can use this feature as you continue to go back out to your existing contacts or customers and you're requesting that feedback. You're asking them to fill that out again, so it's going to blank it out each time. So I won't give you an example on that. I think it's you've seen the example on the internal form, and you can, it's basically the same approach there. Now, this is particularly handy as you send out emails from Infusionsoft or Keap, and you are directing them to like a web form. It's going to pre-populate any existing data that you may have on that contact record, like it's done for the internal form. We saw that it was pre-populating the last response in there. So this is really helpful if you are going to go back out, is once you capture the data initially, I would put a note in there like we've done and then blank it out. So next time you go around, you can always go ahead and just have it being sent to them and it's already blanked out from the get-go. Another scenario in which you may want to take advantage of this feature is let's just say you've got an existing client, a member, and they've got some fields on their record related to their membership. It might be a renewal date, it might be their membership goals, those sorts of things. Now, if that person is no longer a member, then some of those details are no longer relevant that you actually need to store that information. In fact, we often see that as a client will work with us and go, well, these are all of our members, but we've got all this extra data on these people that aren't actually members anymore that kind of look like it. So it might be something that's causing some confusion in your business because the data doesn't quite marry up with having extra information on people that shouldn't have. So this is another example that you can use as you kind of go through a process of closing up or finishing up a client, then you can go ahead and complete and add a sequence in here or insert that set field value to also blank out any of those fields that you may no longer need that data stored for. Again, you may want to add a note of the information that was captured at the time before you clear it out, just as a reference point, but otherwise I would clear that out. Now, a couple of other things around this to note. For those using Keap Pro, you won't have internal forms. You'll need to set this up via a smart form, and the smart forms appear as a goal in here. So that's easy to do, but in terms of the functionality, you'll still need to set it up via a sequence and insert the set field value there. And I'm sure there are plenty of other use cases to use this functionality, but I hope these couple of examples of when you're wanting to record call notes and blank that out so you constantly can update those call notes on a contact record, or if you're going out and requesting feedback to your clients or your customers, then you can blank that out so you can go back again. Or if there's data on a contact record that is no longer relevant for that particular person to have, then you can also clear that out. So look, I hope this video has been helpful. If you have some other examples, you think that's a great way in which to use this feature, feel free, please drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you and understand how you're using this in your business. I'm sure there's some additional information around this video that you can check out on how to actually get some more instructions on how to implement this in your business as well, or some other tools and tips. So thanks so much for checking this out. It's Maddie from Streamline for Success, and I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.